Well, welcome to our ninth show, and back due to popular demand, and not just from his dad, other people were fans too. We've got Vice Chairman John Edwards.
Hello. I'm back. Yeah, so many of you watched and loved me last time that I was kindly invited back by Jack. But yeah, hello.
Yeah, from our first two, which obviously, hey, it was new, people clicking on them and going back to them time and time again. By far our most popular. So yeah, it was a landmark moment for us as a club, appointing managers. And yesterday we hit 150 owners. So thank you to everyone that has become an owner and everything there. That has been nuts.
Yeah, it's getting real now. The weeks are going past like days. Everything's clicking nice into place.
Yeah, we're starting to feel like a real football club because it was kind of on paper and it was like we talk about this and now it's actually happening. We've got like bank cards arrived, which might seem like nothing important, but it's like it feels very official when you've got a bank card.
Yeah.
Not that we've spent any money yet, but we have the ability to spend money.
Spend as long as we can until we spend a single penny of your money. Don't worry.
So what we're going to talk about today, because last week was crazy. In the space of a couple of days, we announced the new badge, we announced where we're going to play, we announced managers. We dealt with the managers first. It's more sexy. Bringing in people that are physically going to impact how your football team performance is. But we did want to still touch on where we play. So this was all done democratically by our fan ownership. It's what we've promised from the start. It's not we get the same say as any of our fan owners that are listening, because we're all in this together. It's our job. We'll do the due diligence. We'll look through all the options, give as many options as we can, and then you guys get to decide. So when it comes to a vote, I get one vote, you get one vote. Any of you that fan owners equally get a vote as well. So we nailed it down to 5 initially because we said if there's not a clubhouse there, that's not somewhere we want to go and play because it helps us get into a higher league when we go to apply. But also, if you're going up the leagues, adding and providing and running the cost of a clubhouse is significant. And it's also, I don't want to run a pub.
It would have took a lot more man hours. If we can go somewhere that had a bar and a clubhouse and change rooms already up and running, that was going to take a lot of the work away from our small group of volunteers.
Yeah, and it's one long term. We'd love to have that facility there because it will make a lot of money. But trying to build and open a pub in 3 months just wasn't feasible.
No.
So we reduced it down to 5 options that had sort of a grass pitch and clubhouse. We then reached out to all of them and said, "Hey, can we play?" And we got 2 offers back. And thank you very much to both that did. It was Hassenbrook School with the ETCA as a clubhouse, and then Wyldecrest, which many people will know as the PEG from previous. Those were the 2 options that came back. Financially, very similar.
Yeah.
In terms of what was being offered. So it wasn't, which is nice. You don't want to be making a decision based on, this one saved us a little bit of money, let's go there. It was very much looking at what we need.
Yeah. The prices were very, very similar. It's almost the 2 options we had on the table, the owners could see, I think, more of a pathway. We had a lot more thrown into the deal with Wyldecrest. Hassenbrook more than happy for us to go and play there, but it was almost, this is your pitch. You do what you need to do with it, and it would have cost a lot, if not all of our money we'd saved up so far, which is something I said at the owners' meeting, to get us started up and make that our home. The dugouts that we've been offered, turnstiles, covered seats, stuff like that. We was going to have to source all of this from ourselves if we went to Hassenbrook. But Wyldecrest have kindly offered to put that up for us and give us a real good start as a new entity. And it's a really, I think we noticed that because that's what the owners have voted for. They can really see us progressing and making it our home.
Yeah, and sort of the year 1 requirements were easily manageable, either choice we went to. So it wasn't one about getting going, it was about the future. So if we say went into the Essex Olympian Division 1, until all the paperwork's signed with wherever we end up playing, that's after that step is when the paperwork goes into the league. We've got until the end of March, so plenty of time still to get that. But we're keen to hopefully get it in the next couple of weeks. Once everything's done, send that application through. But the question was about the long-term future, really, which came into the decision. It's why 91% of fans voted for Wyldecrest. Because, as Jono said, you don't need this stuff year one, but if we were to get promoted year one out of the first division into the Prem, we then need to have a ground that is good enough by March that year if we want to get promoted, because you have to apply. It's around Christmas time, you have to put your application and go, actually, we want to get promoted this year. Regardless of if you actually win the league or not, you have to get the application early.
Yeah.
So,
and there has been a case in the past of people might not even know that there is a lot of clubs that do hit the ceiling and say we can't afford to do that. They'll win leagues or finish second in leagues, and they won't take their spot that they've rightly won to get promoted. And that's something that we really did put out there, is that this club we're going to try and hit the ceiling. We can't hit the ceiling here. There is no ceiling. We're going to try and take this as far as we can and as quick as we can. So I think the choices that were made by the owners, they can really see that where we've decided to go, it's going to be a lot easier for us to progress and build what we need to keep going. Because if we went to Hassenbrook, which was the other option, we had potential problems putting it on school lands. We had a potential problem of anything we do put up, we're going to have to take it down every week. Where do we keep it? All of these problems we won't have at the ground that the owners chose, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and it was that if we likely went that route of going to play at the school, they were happy to support us going for any grant funding.
Yeah.
But at the same time, were we realistically going to get everything in place within, what would that be, 24 months? We effectively had to have all of this stuff from a turnstile in place, dugouts, covered seats, covered standing, floodlights, slightly longer, but that's still like 30 months. The other stuff was in place, but it's a lot to do and to get that money. So we're talking 1 mil maybe with all of that stuff.
Yeah. That would have left us in a really, really hard position. It would almost be like starting again in 2 years' time. If touch wood, we have a couple of successful seasons, it might take us a bit longer than that. But if we did have 2 fantastic years, it would almost be like starting again. And we'd have had to have done all of this process all over again.
Yeah, and it would probably meant that if we got promoted that first season, we're looking to ground share. And that would have been okay. But at the same time, we want to be a community club in the community.
Yeah.
We don't want to be a community club playing in Pitsea, in Basildon, in Grays, in Averley, in Tilbury, and somewhere else, because that's really expensive.
Yeah.
And if you're in the Olympian Prem, you're not charging for people to come in, but you're paying a serious amount of money in ground share.
Yeah.
So it puts you in a really, really tough spot. Whereas the deal we've got with Wyldecrest allows us to grow. And there's no reason why we can't be there long term down the line. And they're offering a 5-year contract, which is significant because Hassenbrook would have just been 1 year. So it gives us some real security to do that. Potentially it could be a rolling 5 years. So it's constantly 5 years into the future we're secure. But those last few bits just getting ironed out. But it's one that we've been really, really impressed. They're already under work with new goals, stuff like that they've promised that they're not even waiting for us to sign. They're already putting it in. So, no, I think we've got a really, really bright future there. And it's one that we don't want to be worrying about, hey, who's going out to rope off the pitch, stuff like that. It's going to be done for us. And that's peace of mind. Just makes everything, life's going to be easier.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a better match day experience there. If we was at Hassenbrook, it was a really good offer from the ETCA, but we'd have been drinking away from the pitch, socialising away from the pitch, and then walking to the ground. Not much of a pathway, to be honest, out to the grass pitch. Whereas at the Wyldecrest, you can be in the T-bar or the bar and see the pitch. You can come out, there's a cover. I think it's just a lot better.
You nailed that there. A lot of people did vote based on the fact they could drink while watching the game, which is part of the joy of non-league football. You want to stand there with your beer, enjoying the game, and not be like, oh, I'm going to quickly run to the ETCA, get a pint. I've got 10 minutes to drink it, and then I've got to get back for kickoff. Whereas it makes things more enjoyable when you just stand there. We're going to have the very first pitch, so that's an exclusive announcement. We haven't put that out before. So the very first pitch at Wyldecrest. That means when the weather's a bit bad, stand in the bar. There's quite a bit of undercover already. You're on a raised bank, so it should give a great view. They're already working on sorting. There was a tiny bit of drainage issue at one end. That's already being worked on. So no, they've been really welcoming straight away. And we're looking for what should be a long-term partnership. And they're going to continue adding more. And that's the joy. We don't need all this stuff now, but as long as we've got the support, there's sort of a stand in the corner at Rookery Hill that's an option in the future of moving that over, as we need sort of seating available. And then there's extra advertising revenue. So probably later today, maybe tomorrow, and a caveat that just to give me a little bit of breathing room, we'll be launching our sponsorship packs. Sponsoring a board is only possible because we've gone to Wyldecrest. Otherwise, it'd be a case of we could do boards, but we'd physically have to take them there, take them away, store them somewhere. Whereas we've got containers and everything at Wyldecrest, it's just going to make life easier.
Yeah, and I think I've been an away fan and gone all over the country watching football. I think people are going to enjoy coming to watch football there. We're going to make it somewhere away fans enjoy coming to watch. And we're going to make it somewhere our fans enjoy watching us, regardless of the result, because you don't always win, you don't always even score, but it's going to be, everyone's going to have a nice day out, and that's all we're doing it for. Everyone's at work all week. Everyone's going to look forward to Saturday and having somewhere nice to watch a game of football. And most of the people, it's in walking distance. That's so important. Public transport now is hard, especially around here. There's a bus every half hour, I think, on a Saturday, and then trying to get a train. They're closed every other week doing works on the line. So yeah, I think it's really important to keep this club as close and as
It's the community.
It's the community. It's keeping it. It's ours, and we don't want it going elsewhere. We want to keep it close.
So the last bit I'll say that just on what's ahead next week. Tomorrow we're announcing details of designing our home kit, our away kit, and choosing charity partners. So those details are only going exclusively to our owners. So make sure you sign up as being an owner. Do that today because the email will go out tomorrow morning. We'll put some details down the line on social media, but owners are going to get to design. They're going to get to choose. They're the ones that are going to select the home and away kits.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a part of that, you can do that. So slightly different than our badges, which were anyone could submit. This is going to be only owners can submit a design. There's a really nice company that you can play around, do designs online. So if you're as artistic as me, that is a massive, massive help because Stickman is about as good as I get.
Yeah, my art's not up there. But yeah, we've got a really, really cool competition for the owners. Like we've not got a kit, we've not got a design, we've got nothing. It's a blank canvas. Obviously, we'd like to play an amber and black as the home kit, but the away
kit is
locked
in. Yeah,
you
can't change that.
The away kit you can do whatever you want with. We've got our first sponsor, Box to Box Football. They'll be making the home and the away kit, and they're sponsoring us. Give their Instagram a little look at. We'll plug them. We'll put that in the link somewhere for have a little look. But yeah, they're going to be making the kits for us, and yeah, it's our choice, guys. Make it as funny or as serious as you want. You want to play in pink, we'll play in pink. You want to play in purple, we'll play in purple. There's no choice.
I think there's we'll have it in the email tomorrow, but I think there's some rules around like black and really, really dark colours.
You can't because of clashing with a referee. But apart from that, it's a blank canvas, guys. And yeah, I've seen a couple of the guys in the committee have had a play around already, and I think it's going to be a really nice competition because there's going to be some great designs. If you want to use the old kits as something to work off, and they can have almost like a retros, that'd be really cool. But yeah, go for it and yeah, enjoy it because hey, how many other football? I mean, everyone the kits come out and you go, oh, that's terrible. I know West Ham kits have come out before, and I've absolutely hated them, and you're stuck with them for a year. But this is our owners. We're going to choose what colours we wear. It might be a kit for a year or two, and then we'll do all over again. This is our club, and we're making the decisions.
And that's what we promised. It's you guys get to decide what's going on. fingers crossed we don't have like, hey, I'll hold my hands up. The South End kit that was cherry voltage and bright pink. I loved it. But that's down to you guys. That's not one, as Jono said, when kit announcements happen and people are like, what have they done here? If you're doing that,
It's
you
your
should have
fault.
become
It's
an
your
owner and you
fault.
should have voted on it.
This is it. Yeah. If we make a bad decision, we all made it together.
Shared responsibility.
Exactly.
But no, that's it from today. Thank you to everyone that's become an owner. Just jump on and do it. It's £5 a month is the one of the offers, or £50 a year, £1,000 lifetime. If you're under 16, you can't have a vote just because of the legal framework, because we're a full registered community benefit society. But we're offering a £15 membership for that. Still for people under 16. So any questions, anything comes up, get in touch. But just thank you so much for all the support. It's been insane how great it's going, and it continues to just grow.
Yeah, and the support. Every time we get a new owner, it makes you work a little bit harder. So yeah, every day now, this at times I thought we'd bitten off more than we can chew, but this is getting. I can't. I don't know where we're going to finish, but I'm excited. And yeah, keep supporting us. Keep joining. Get your friends. Get your family.
Wherever they are in the world,
we're going to go.
wherever they are in the world, in the UK, keep spreading that. We're in 9 countries now. We continue to get everywhere. So thank you for everyone, regardless of wherever you might be.
Continental rocks.
Yeah,
getting around.
up the rocks.